Hi, in this video we're going to talk about steaming milks. So we went over the espresso machine and the steam wand. So anytime you handle the steam wand, always grab it by the rubber. This is your on and off lever for the steam wand. So when you want it on, up, and turn it off. This machine has a very strong boiler, so it heats things up really fast and it has a lot of pressure. So when we use this machine here, the process is going to be really fast. So it's important for you to get comfortable using this machine. Then we have our towel, which is very important to have a clean towel. Clean it throughout the day. If you need a new one, grab a new one. With this towel, we only use it for the steam wand. As soon as you're done steaming milk, clean the steam wand. Put your pitcher down, clean your wand, and that way, get into the habit. That's a good habit to have. The other thing that I'm going to talk about is pitchers. We have a small one and we have a larger one. So this small one right here, we're going to use this one for macchiatos, cortados, and cappuccinos, a traditional cappuccino. And then we're also going to use it for London fogs and cafe au laits, which just requires a little bit of steam milk. And then for this one, we're going to use it for 12-ounce lattes, 16-ounce lattes, and cappuccinos as well. And then we talked in video number 1 the difference between a latte and a cappuccino. A latte has just a little bit of foam, a cappuccino has more foam. What does that mean when you're steaming the milk over here? That means the amount of air you're introducing into the milk is the amount of foam that you're going to create. So when we first start steaming, we want to hear a hissing sound right away. A little bit later on in this video, you'll be able to see and hear the hissing sound. For a cappuccino, when we want to create more foam, we want to let that hissing sound go a little bit longer. So for a latte, it's about 3 seconds that you want to introduce air. For a cappuccino, it's twice as much, 6 seconds. One of the things when we're using a small pitcher like this, we're gonna have to manually control it with our hand because the pressure, once again, is pretty strong. So with one hand, we'll have a pitcher, and with the other hand, we'll control it. When we're doing more milk for a 12-ounce latte or 16-ounce latte, we'll use the bigger pitcher, and instead of controlling it with your hand, you're just gonna put the full pressure and then steam it. A lot of steaming the milks is just getting comfortable with it, hands-on. So this video is just to demonstrate how to steam milks and touch a couple of points. But a lot of it is just hands-on. So getting on the steam station is going to be important for you to do that and get comfortable with. So something important is the position that we're going to have the steam wand, the position we're going to have our pitcher, and the position we're going to hold. So it's important to have the steam wand vertical, so it goes straight up and down. You could have it in different angles and different places, but to begin with, just have it vertical until you get comfortable. The part that you're going to insert underneath the surface of the milk is just going to be the head of the wand, this part right here. If you get the whole wand to the milk, this is really, really hot. So you're going to create more bubbles than you want to have. So have it straight, and you're going to have your pitcher straight. And when you submerge just the head of the wand, you're going to lean the top of the wand over here, leaning against the pitcher, and then the tip of the wand, it's going to be more in the center of the pitcher. That's going to be easy for it to not throw the heat in one side of the pitcher over the other. And it's also going to create a whirl pool that's going to just rotate the milk, and that's going to create a very nice microfoam. And the other important thing is when you are steaming the milk, just stay in position. The more you move, the more room you have for error. So if you have your wand and position vertical, your pitcher is vertical, and you have your the tip of the wand where you want it in the milk, it's just very easy. As soon as you want the hissing to stop, you want to move your pitcher a little bit up, how it just did now. If you notice, that was a very slight movement. So these movements that we're going to be doing in this station are going to be really subtle. And that's just going to be able to get comfortable how to create that microfoam. So now we're going to steam some milk for a latte. So I'm going to have my steam wand positioned there. I have my pitcher out with the milk. Underneath here, the steam wand, there are 4 little holes, and that's where the air comes out and introduces into the milk. So just get familiar with that little those little holes. The wand is vertical. It is touching the top of the wand, is touching the side of the pitcher where the spout is, and then the head of the wand, this guy, is just a little bit underneath the surface of the milk. So for this one, we're just gonna go and turn it on. Slightly move it lower to hear the hissing. 1, 2, 3, and then we move the pitcher a little bit up, and that stops the hissing. Once again, we don't want to have the wand submerged too deep. When it gets to a point where you can't touch the pitcher anymore for a second, that's the right temperature. Always put your pitcher down first. Clean your steam wand, and then pour. Now we're gonna steam milk for a cappuccino. So for a cappuccino has more foam than a latte. So we're gonna use less milk because we're gonna double the amount of milk. So we don't need as much milk. If you have any questions with that, ask one of us and we will help you with explaining that a little bit better. So in this picture, there's a little less milk than the previous one, and the process is going to be the same. The difference is going to be that the 3 seconds of hissing for the latte is going to be twice as much. It's going to be 6 seconds. And you want to do that hissing right away. As soon as you turn on your steam wand, you want to go to that step. So once again, perch your steam wand. That gets any of the extra water that it has in the steam wand rid of that. Vertical, position your wand, position your pitcher. Once again, the head is just submerged just beneath the milk. I'll look at this picture, maybe this helps. So once again, turn completely on. Start the hissing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're just heating the milk. When it hits that moment where you can't touch the pitcher more than a second, turn it off. Something very important, always turn it off before you take this out. If not, it could be very dangerous. We'll put our pitcher down, grab our towel right away, clean the wand, and then purge again. Then we could come to our milks. There's a couple small bubbles there. So what I'm going to do is just tap it, swirl a little bit, and now I have milk for a cappuccino. So I just demonstrated how to steam milk for a latte and how to steam milk for a cappuccino. Something very important to keep in mind and to remember that most of our milks that we're going to be steaming here at Henderson's Cafe is going to be latte milk. So once again, the difference is the amount of foam. So most of our milks are going to be for lattes. The other thing I want to again talk about is what pitchers are we going to use. So it's important to use the right amount of milk for the right drink. We don't want to have less because we don't want to have the customer wait for us to steam more to make up the amount of milk, or we also don't want to give them a short latte that they did not order. And it's important to use the right amount of milk. A little bit of waste is fine, too much waste is not. Milk is the most expensive thing of a latte, so it's important to not waste a lot of milk. And this station is a fun station. You're gonna have a good time being able to steam some milks and put some drinks together. So I'm gonna end this video by doing a couple more steaming milks and kind of give you a little bit insight of latte art. So first thing, perch my steam wand, position my steam wand, position my pitcher, turn it on. Now I'm just warming up the milk. No more piston. There, I got to a point I couldn't keep my hand on the pitcher more than a second. I'm gonna clean my wand. I'm gonna put. So a little trick here is I'm gonna split the milks, and that's gonna be help me to be able to pour some different stuff. So the first one is gonna be a simple one, a heart. So I'll pour right in the middle, and then when I want the whiteness to come in, I just get closer, and then pull up, and then go through. So that's a heart. The next one I'm gonna do is gonna be a Rosetta. So pour in the center, come down in the middle, kind of move your wrists, very gentle, pull up, go through. And then these guys over here, I'm going to use the pitcher rinser. Always rinse your pitchers right away as well. First is steam wand, position your wand, position your pitcher, turn it on, piston, 1, 2, 3. Now just warming up the milk. To a point where it's hot, right there. Turn it off, take it out, put your pitcher down, get your towel, clean your steam wand, perch. When you perch, just make sure you bring it back to the tray. That way the water goes back into the drain instead of on your workstation. Yeah, that would create a messy workstation. Remember, a clean machine is a happy machine. do the same little trick. So this one is going to be a tulip. I pour in the center, bring it down, like doing a little heart, and then you do it again, bring it down, and again, and again, and again, pull up, and then go through. If you don't pull up and then just go through, the art that you just created will make it a blob, and you just want to make sure you bring it up and then go through. And then what should I do for the fourth pour? I don't know. Maybe a double rosetta if I have enough milk. So you could be really creative in what you do. So I'm going for a double, so I'm gonna make one over here, and then I'm gonna make one over here. And there you go, and you have some latte art. If your espresso is 18 grams, 35 seconds long, and 60 grams out, if you create that microfoam in there, you're gonna make a very delicious drink. And the latte art on top, although I don't want you to focus so much on latte art at the beginning, but the latte art on top is a seal from the barista letting know the customers that you know how to make a good drink.